So if you recollect yesterday's session, yesterday we have seen how to create a GL interface with the help of ERP Cloud Adapter. The same concept. First, try to list the files and download the files and read the data by using the same CSV file schema, and try to add in a connection for ERP adapter. ERP adapter is nothing but a SaaS application. Just before that, try to create a connection with help of ERP Cloud Adapter. Use your SaaS application URL and followed by authentication, username, and the password. So once the connection is successfully tested, use the same connection in your integration and try to. So what are the ERP Cloud Adapters options we have? Anyone? What does it support? ERP Cloud Adapter. Anyone? So what are the options we'll get when you drag and drop this ERP Cloud Adapter? No one knows?
Query, create, update, etc. Import bulk data.
Exactly, great, yeah. Simply we can, simply we can connect, we'll get SaaS application web service and REST APIs, and you will get a everyday process, and you will get an option to push the file to the UCM server. These three options you will get when you are working with the ERP Cloud Adapter. So whichever suits for you as per your requirement, just select the same and try to implement the solution to the business. Okay. The same yesterday we have used the same ERP Cloud Adapter and try to get the GL web general import, selected general import web service. When you select the general import web service, here you can see the associated methods. So select import journal so that it will create input request mapper, and we have mapped a couple of data over there. So whichever values are not available, just try to get the AP reports, or you can, if it is static values, try to get the hard codes of the lookups and try to get the values. Okay. So this is this GL interface. Just try to deactivate. So yesterday I have been tested this integration in order to avoid some errors. So this is, so while you are testing, try to add a scope here, yeah, for the main scope, and you can add the main scope. And whenever you are using these type of connections, especially when you use any adapter related connections, for example, download file, you can add the main scope. First, you can add the main scope for entire integration, and inside the download file, you can add the scope for the download file. If something is happened in this adapter, okay, you will get an error and you can catch the error. The same way, you can add a scope for this also, so that if any errors would be there for this adapter, it will throw your, just simply it will throw the fault handler. You can catch the exception and you can know in this area there is an error. If you add in a main scope, and if errors are there, it's not possible to identify the error is related for this download file, all this related to the web service. You can identify no issues, but somewhat, a bit confusion. So in order to avoid the confusion, just you can go for, multiple scopes wherever you feel there is an error has been raised, or you can go for the entire scope. Sometimes what we'll do in this area, if any exceptions would be there in this design, if it is raised any exception, this exception I don't mind. I want to go for the further flow. The reason in the moment you need to add in a scope here, if any exception are there, it will skip the process and it will go for the further flow. Okay, so do remember while designing your flow, it's most important to add the scopes. It's not possible to add the scopes once you complete your design. Sometimes you need to delete the complete flow and try to add your, the switch cases and scopes. Getting right? Okay. Now,
Yeah, we have one question though, like when we add a scope, like do we have option to like stop the process there or
no, we cannot. Why we are adding the scope is nothing but it will handle the error and it will go for the further flow.
okay.
Okay. If you want to stop the flow, even though if it is an any error, you need to add in a switch case, and you can
Oh,
wait
okay.
before the result.
Okay,
Once the
got it.
result is meet the condition, you can go for the further flow. Clear? Okay. Now, so yesterday we have mapped up to lookup level, right? It's pending with only period. So this is our GL interface. And here, for the GL interface, if you see here, left side the source in the file, I have 10 records, right? The reason here I could see the repeating element notation symbol. The right side also GL interface have the repeating element notation symbol. So what you will do, you need to map node to node like this. Node to node. Already yesterday I have been mapped node to node so that it will enable for each for us. For each, just click on XSLT. You can see the for each here. Once you map from node to node, this is GL interface. This is the for each. So that if you have 10 record source side, the target side also it will, process the 10 records. If you not map for each, for example, if you not map this node to node for each, and you are trying to run the process, source side 10 records, and it will map these 10 records will consider as a one record as a target side. So for each element, you can see the data like this. For example, currency, the USD is there. USD I have source side 10 records. Source side I have 10 records. For each record I have currency column USD. But the target side you are not mapped to node to node. Then how you will see the data at runtime is nothing but for currency column you can see like this. Many to 1. Like this 10 USD records you can see here 10 records followed by the space. For all the columns you can see the data like this. So always you need to map node to node. Okay, do remember this step so that all the records can be processed line by line, nothing but record by record in a loop, nothing but for each. It's clear, right? This concept.
Yes, Vijay. So in this case, Vijay, we have two nodes in the GL import, right? Batch and the
You
GL
obviously
interface.
need to map to for each two nodes, node to node. For example, here, so I want to repeat the node, right, for debit and credit. Just right click and repeat the node. And this is 2 of 2. Now we can map node to node here. Just click on XSLT. Now already XSLT is enabled. Now you can see the for each is enabled. Now you can map element to element.
Okay.
Now the source 1 record, I have target 2 records.
And we are not map the batch, right? Batch level node.
Batch level is not required. That is as you tested in SOAP UI, the batch level is required only one time, right?
Yes.
It's required one time mapping. The same as replica of your SOAP UI testing.
Okay, got you. Yeah.
Okay. In the same way, for when you're working with the sales order interfaces and so on, so everyday process, some everyday process are required. For example, client is sending the bill to information. Based on the bill to, you can derive bill to and ship to. Our client is sending account number. Based on the account number, you need to derive bill to and ship to at the target side. Okay. Just you need to repeat the node for a source 1 record. You need to derive the target 2 records, which is bill to and ship to. The mappings are different for one line to another line, and it will generate the data. Okay. So as of now, this is not required for my testing purpose. I'm not using the credit line. Just in your testing purpose, you can use the same. Just validate it. Oh, it's deleted everything. Oh, it's my bad, yeah. Also saved. Need to map everything now. It's there. Yeah, it's there. Okay, no problem. Thank God. So, okay, now to yesterday we have been mapped up to lookup level. Now this is a period name. So for the period name, how we are getting the data? For example, 2020, 01 and 01. This I need to convert as a January 20 and 2020 something 1001. This I need to convert as a October 20, right? So this is my expectation, and the client is also, the same, suggesting the same. Use the date column and try to derive your period. Okay, and always your client will send the data in your file, which is only one period data only. It's not possible to get a multiple periods data. Then we can say it's invalid file. It's not possible to process the data for all the periods at a time. We need to pass a single period only. Okay, now we need to convert this from this date to period. So we need to use a JavaScript function, and the JavaScript function looks like this. So this is one of the JavaScript function, something GP9 convert date, which is accept one input parameter, input date, and I'm trying to derive the constant months, which is static values. Something these are month values, and this is variable date, variable year, variable month, variable date, and hours, minutes, and seconds, and trying to return the date in a variable. So here, whichever date is there, I'm trying to get this input date into one of the date variable and try to store in one of the variable. And from this variable, I'm trying to extract the year, month, date, hours, minutes, and seconds, followed by get full year, get month. So how will you get a month? Get month followed by the static constant values. Okay, and get date, get hours, get minutes, and get seconds, and trying to return the date. If the date is less than 10, I am concatenating with a 0. So that 01, 02, 03, 04 up to 09. If it is 10, obviously it will display as a 10. Okay. And here year equal year dot to string substring of -2. So why I am using substring minus 2020 is there. So I'm trying to get last 2 digits only, 20. 1985. I'm trying to get last 2 digits, 85, like that. So at the last, I return month followed by year. Month followed by year. So that your month is something XX Jan, concatenate with hyphen, year followed by last 2 digits. So that you will get target value. And you can save with extension .js, so that it will convert as your JavaScript function. This is called JavaScript function, same as your simple PL SQL. You will get n number of examples for all the requirements, not only this, whichever requirement is there, you will get it from easily from Google. Okay, just you can do the minor modification in order to get the exact target outcome. So once you're done with this file, let's save the same GP11. Okay.
Vijay, but it will give numeric month, right?
It's not numeric month. Here this constant month is available, right?
Okay.
We are trying to get, if the get month is, if it returns 1, very first position it will take XX Jan. It will return.
Okay.
Month.
Okay.
Now close the same. Oh, instead of close. Okay. So here there is the libraries is available. Just click on the libraries. Just click on the create. Select your .js file. So this is our function, JavaScript file, and something 11 date to period. Just click on the create. Should contain at least one JS file with a valid functions. What's an issue? Just try to upload. Okay, the file doesn't have any spaces, file name. So once it's uploaded, just you can see the function name here in this file. Just enable the same. So it's saying this is the input and this is output. Just try to save it. And so this is your function. The way you can see a number of functions here, just you can go through the same. Just remove our div IMPL. You can see a couple of examples here. Replace, there is a replace function is there, someone used. Just open the same and try to click on this JS file, download desktop. This is simply replace. Something we are using, a replace and try to return some data. Replace with some space. The way you can use the JavaScript functions. Now open the mapper and use the JavaScript function and associate with your respective elements. This is my period. Just already have been added yesterday for testing purpose. Just try to delete the mapping here. Just expand the components, user define. Here you can see all your JavaScript functions you can see under user defined category. The user defined you can search with GP11. So the GP11 function would be available. This is GP11 convert date. Just drag and drop and you can convert. It's required one input, right? What is the input? Our date. This is the period. Period. Just try to add. This is my mapping. This is my function and it is my input. So once it is successfully executed, you return a response. The response will add it here. Okay. So here we have added a group ID by using get flow ID. So all the group IDs already be mapped with a variable. Just try to test the interface up to here. Shoot payload and activate, and also connect your table. We'll see that the data is inserted or not. Interface where group ID, get the group ID from here. Just try to refresh. Try to iteration, and you can see GL message received from GL web service. This is successfully executed, and the message sent to the GL web service. Just you can see the request mapper here. So this is our data. This is batch data, header data, and this is GL interface node. Here you have, this is accounting date 2021 10/20, and the period name is October 21. Yeah, this is October 21. The same here, it is deriving. The rest of data same. This is my group ID. Just copy the group ID and try to verify the data. Since this is successfully executed, we got a message received from GL web service. So this is my data from your interface table. So this is all my data which you inserted from integration. This is all your file data. Same here. Once it is successfully executed, what is the response here? Message received from the response, you will get as a 0. When you get a 0 is nothing but it is successfully executed by web service without any errors. Okay. Now, once it is executed, what is the next step?
Track the process. Import process.
Import process. We need to submit the main import process. So how will you submit the main import process? There is a ERP integration web service is there. There you have a submit ESA job request, right? This is ERP integration web service. Here you have submit ESA job request. This is submit ESA job request, and this is our request. This is your job package name of general ledger. This is job definition name, general import launcher, and followed by parameters. The same you can submit here. As of now, for testing purpose, just I'm hard coding. You can derive from your BAP report, whatever it may be, based on your inputs. Sorry. First, you need to get a switch case, right? This is switch case. If this GL web service response is 0, if the result is 0, nothing but it's success scenario. This is success route. Now you can add some main import launcher, ERP cloud adapter. Just try to GP9 connection. This is GP9 ERP connection. Just take an ERP connection. Submit general import. Just click on the next and select the first option so that you can see the ERP integration web service. Select the web service and search with ERP. This is ERP integration service. You can see the associated methods in the below. So this is my submit ESA job request. Just click on the next and the done. Just save this. Now you can map the same here. Always you need to provide internal values here. Do remember job package name, which is already you have here. This is my job package name. just hard code this. This is job package name. Always you need to get it from custom lookups here. This is job definition name. And this is a parameter list. So I have around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have. Just need to repeat 7 times. Repeat the node. Repeat the node. Repeat the node. The last 3 are, which is n, no. 5 is here. And this is also n, no. And this is also no. And the first parameter value is something your data access set ID. You will get it from any web service or BIP report, this one. Okay. First, just I'm coding, whichever it may be, just for our testing purpose. This is source. Source you need to pass as the same value. And your ledger ID. And this is your group ID. So already we have the group ID here. Just map here, group ID. Just validate the same. So once it is executed, what is the outcome here? Once it is executed, it will send a response, which is a request ID, nothing but the process ID. Okay. Once submit journal import is successfully submitted, you can find the import journals from your schedule process screen. Once it is submitted, nothing but process ID will be generated. Okay. Now you need to, okay, before that, first we'll try to test step by step so that it will be easy to understand. This is monitoring, integrations, and tracking. Remove here, and you can see the. Now you can connect to the application here. This is the tools and schedule process. And you can verify the same here. This is succeeded 21 seconds. And this is iteration. And the last message sent to submit journal import and message received from submit journal import. And the process ID is something 232. The same here, something 232, which is running status. Here, ESA job gets submitted, followed by your parameters. This is my group ID and followed by the respective parameter values here. Something values here, you can see. Okay, now here, let's assume you have lakhs of records. This import journals is running around 10 minutes. Around 10 minutes. So what, as of now, what our integration will do, just it is submitting your interface process, sorry, submitting the main import and exiting from the process. Nothing but integration is stopping, right? So I need to wait. I need to verify whether this ESA job status is succeeded or not. I need to wait. I need to verify whether this ESS job status is succeeded or not. If it is succeeded, nothing but the data is successfully inserted into your base table. If it is succeeded, if it is not succeeded, I need to send an email notification to the user, and I can state that so and so journal import is failed, and this is your error details, and please check the same. This is your request ID. Please download the file from schedule process, or you can download the files from download ESS execution details from ERP integration web service method. Okay, there is ERP integration web service method. Here, get ESS execution details so that you will get ESS execution, and there is a download option also available. This is download ESS job execution details. You can download the data and send to the respective email recipient. Okay. Now this is request one, request ID, file type. Okay. This is select. You're getting right. Now we'll try to add to the further flow. The possible statuses for your ESA job is success, error, and the warning. You need to compare these three statuses. You need to compare these three statuses in a while loop. If the while loop is if while loop meet as a false condition, then it will terminate. So before that, first I'm trying to create a variable here. Variable import status, which is very first I'm trying to submit with some dummy value. Submit. Okay, this is some dummy value submitted. Now add a while loop here. This is check import status. Just click on the create. So here variable import status, whichever we are created. This is variable import status, which is not equal to succeeded. Just go to the expression mode, copy the same, and is error, and this is warning. You need to keep on check if it is success or error warning in a while loop. If it is succeeded, automatically while loop get terminates, and it will verify the status for the next further flow. And now here you need to add a ERP cloud adapter, which is what is the web service here method, get ESS job status. In a loop, you need to verify the ESS job status, and for that ESS job status, you need to pass the request ID. And in a loop, you need to keep on verify the status. Your while condition is false. Now, just add a ERP adapter. This is ERP connection.
So Vijay, in this flow, it will submit jail import for each file, right? Because we have placed that within the file loop. Yeah.
No, let's see what I'm doing. ERP integration web service. And here you can select get ESS job status. Just click on the next and then done. So it will create a request mapper. And this is get ESS job status request mapper. So this I need request ID. I already have request ID from GL. Your submit ESS job. Submit general import response. This is my request ID. Just map the request ID. Simply it has a request ID as a response. This request ID were mapped to here as a input request mapper. Now this method will be executed and it will generate it will return a status which is running. So it will verify the status. If it is running is nothing but we are not have a running condition, right? Again, it will check the next status here. So once it is executed, it will return a response as a running, right? We need to hold that response. We need to hold that response. So where you are trying to hold the response you are trying to hold on the same variable. Here, variable import status, the same variable you need to hold the response. And for that variable, you need to verify the condition and it will keep on iterate. Okay. Once it is succeeded, for the same variable, it will append with a succeeded, and succeeded is not equal to succeeded, which is the condition is true, and out it is out of from while loop. So assign a variable. Assign status and use the same variable here. From the drop down, variable import status, and you can get the you can map from your get ESF job status response here. This is get ESF job status response, which is the result. Just validate it. So what it will do, it will return a request ID something 1234. 1234 we mapped here. Very first time 1234 status is running, then it will copy the value into the running into your variable import status, and it will verify the while loop. If the running is you have any condition here, so we do not have any condition. Again, it will iterate the process. Again, it will iterate the process. Again, it will copy the value and keep on. It will verify the status until succeeded, error, or warning. Okay. So for example, if it is taking 10 minutes, 10 minutes is nothing but it will go for lakhs of iterations. So I don't want to go for the lakhs of iteration. For every 5 seconds, I want to be check the status. So I need to add a wait condition here. Just add in a wait. Hard code with the 5 seconds. Just click on create. It will get the status. It will stop the process for 5 seconds. Again, it will go for the next iteration. Okay. So here you need to add in a switch condition. Once it is out of loop, if my variable import status is succeeded, here I'm verifying if the variable import status is succeeded, nothing but general import is successfully completed. Just add a notification here. Drag and drop the notification. Just click on the create, and this is from address. Again, these values you can get it from lookup. Okay, here from address no reply at oracle.com. And to address something, I can use my email ID, which is .fusion@gmail.com, and subject journal report fully processed and processed for file. I'm trying to provide the file name here, which is concat. Where is your file name? The download file response, you have the file name, or list file response, you have the file name, whichever you want. This is my download file response, or you have the for loop, right? This is for each file. This is my file name. This is my file name. Just refresh here. Concat journal import successfully processed for file, and this is my file name. Just close it. The same way, this is email body. My team, whichever you want. Journal import. Import request ID. I'm trying to provide an import request ID for them in order to get some statistics. Import request ID. So I'm trying to provide import request ID, which is the request ID. Thanks, OIC team. So here you can use HTML coding also here. You can use any HTML coding. Okay, use HTML coding so that it will display as a something table format. In general, in the real time, we will use an HTML coding here instead of like this. And now I want to get in a request ID. It's not possible to get your integration information within the email notification body directly. If you want to get any integration information to the email body, you need to create a notification parameters. This is called a notification parameter. Just click in and click on the notification parameter. You create the same parameter here and associate your integration information to this parameter and use this parameter in your email body so that the data can be supplied from integration to parameter and parameter to email body. So I need submit journal import response here, which is request ID. This is some submit journal import. This is my import request ID. Getting right, guys? Do you have any issues here? Any doubts? Open once again. From the notification perspective, any doubts here? You are clear on the notification parameter, right? Sripath, it's clear?
Yeah, Vijay, it's clear. Yeah.
From the subject, you can directly get it from the integration. No issues. The left side, you will get all the access. Whereas the body, we do not have any provision to open the screen, right? The reason Oracle is provided to create the notification parameter. For that parameter, you need to associate whichever information you requested from your integration flow. Okay. In the same way, if you want to display this body, email body as a table format, tabular format, just you can go for, this notification HTML coding. So will you get this W3 schools? This is your table. So this is my table. Okay. So now the doc type HTML is, I can keep the same. Just click on the run. So here HTML table header is there. So I don't want to use HTML table header. Just run it. Company, contact, country. So what we have here. Team journal import is successfully processed. So you can write like this. Writing journal import successfully processed, and we need import request ID, right? This is table header. I need import request ID and TR. Just delete everything. We will get a confused here. So I have one header and one row. TRTH. This is import request ID, which is followed by the request ID. This is my variable. Import request ID, which is so you can manage the thing so that it will display here like here. Just you can work with this notifications. So like that, it will display. This is your format. If you want to go for a tabular format, something we can table row, table header. Not change. Something we can display here. This is like this you can display. Okay. So the client is expecting output format in the like this. Now you can use the complete code in your integration. So it will accept all your integration code. Just validate it. And try to test the same process. Now journal import can be submitted here. So journal import submitted. So if any issue with your parameters, then it won't submit your child program. So there is an issue with parameters now. The reason it's not submitting your child program here. So always try to pass, the correct parameter values. Before that, you need to submit general import here. Try to replicate the same parameters. Now this is completed. Just try to do the same. Earlier it's completed 21 seconds. Now it's took more than 10 seconds. So the notification sent with the following details, and the wait also here, 5 seconds started, 5 seconds completed, and the notification details here. If you see, the notification successfully delivered to someone's email ID, and this is your data. The same you can see here. It will take some time. Yeah, this is my journal import successfully processed for file. This is my file name. This is my file name, and this is your email notification information, import request ID, and this is my request ID. And you can adjust your notification coding with this, table adjustment. So this is all about GL web service execution. Okay, the way you can go for any web service execution, if you want to do, or if you want to submit the ESS job, this logic you need to implement. If there is no ESS job, straight away, if you want to execute the web service, simply you can execute the web service and get that response, and you can go for the further flow. Okay. Okay, that's it for today. Tomorrow we'll see the same GL everyday process. The same we can achieve through everyday process. So any doubts, any clarifications?
Jay, like when we saw the ESS job, we saw that the child job was not executed.
Yes.
Right. So then that means the import is not completely successful, right?
Yeah, that is something issue with import here.
Yeah, but then, like if this happens in the real-time scenario,
no, it won't happen in real time.
It won't happen, right?
Obviously, you will submit your child program. You need to correct the parameters. Until unless you not submit child process, the import itself fail. Always your import always will succeeded in complete with a succeed status if the child job is not triggered.
Okay.
Okay.
But then it won't happen in the real-time scenario. That's what you're telling.
It won't happen, yeah. No, it would be happen, but you need to with parameters why it is failing.
Okay. No, because otherwise it's giving a wrong picture, like the mail will give a wrong picture that it has been successfully imported, but
as of now we are sending a success route, right? Notification. For the failure route, you need to go for the failure route and again submit your ERP request here. Sorry, just for the failure route, you can go for get ESS execution details or download ESS job execution details. What it will do? It will download all your ESS job related output files in a zip file.
Okay.
Okay. And you need to send that attachment as an email notification. That is, I will show you tomorrow.
Okay.
So that you will get it something area. Okay. Okay. Anyone has anything? Sripath, it's clear for you? The process.
Yes, Vijay. Only one thing, Vijay, like which user we use actually in real time.
Real time, there is a dedicated voice user would be available. Dedicated voice user and dedicated voice ERP application user. Both are available. Dedicated.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
You will have a special roles assigned for this user: integration specialist, human capital management specialist. And if you need any specific roles related to integration, these roles can be assigned to your user.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. Thanks to everyone. Have a nice day. Tomorrow we'll connect same time. Thank you.